Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker with BonnieBabeCrochet.com, and you have come to video number 2 of the Chevrons and Diamonds Throw. Now, before we start to continue, I wanted to show you what we have after working the first video assignment. Okay, this would be for rows 1 through 7. Now, I did get some feedback from you, and I really want to thank you for taking the time to contact me via Facebook as well as through this YouTube channel. Now, one concern that many of you are expressing is that the tightness of these front post stitches, front post double crochet stitches, is a bit tighter than the looseness of these little treble crochet popcorn, I'm going to call them. They're not really popcorn, but these little puff stitches that are formed by using that treble crochet. Okay, I totally understand that. Some people have tried to fix the solution and are choosing to use treble crochets here, front post trebles instead of front post doubles. If that makes you feel better, you are free to do that. I am going to carry on using the double crochet, front post double crochets, because I think in the end, this is just going to mean that this particular project is going to require blocking. Okay, maybe some of you crocheters don't know what blocking is. Blocking is just kind of like pulling and putting the garment or the piece, into the shape that it should be in. Oftentimes it will require wetting or spraying the fabric lightly with something. This is particularly the case with wools and things like that. But if you even look at some of this now without any blocking, this is a little bit larger, this is a little bit smaller. So even this could be a problem. And if you look at these particular stitches here, they do seem a little smaller. Okay, the process of blocking, I believe, will correct all of this. And the blocking just simply, stretches the areas that need to be stretched. And even just by me playing with this, just a tiny bit here, I'm able to get this to where it is actually the same height. So you can see that this is easily adjustable. So I hope that alleviates any concerns. Again, if you want to just go ahead and do trebles here, that is your choice. Some people are doing that. I would be a little careful that it would be too much height after a while. But anyway, I just wanted to have full disclosure and just let you know what my thoughts are on that. Well, let's go ahead and begin. And let's go ahead and take a look at our chart. So to begin, row 8, we just have a bunch of X's across for that row. Or at least for the A section. So that's going to be single crochet 22 stitches. Let's go ahead and start with that. So to begin row 8, we're going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet in the first stitch of the row. Remember, that does not count as part of the charts. Single crochet in the next 22 stitches. So go ahead and do those 22 stitches. Okay, after working those 22 single crochets, we are going to work the treble, single, treble, single, treble, single, treble. It's a group of 7 alternating the treble and the single, starting and ending with that treble crochet, and followed by 7 single crochets, followed by the treble, single, alternating over the next 7 stitches. Then 7 single crochets, and then again a repeat of this, the treble, single, treble, single, treble, single, treble. Ooh, I did it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that with our yarn. Now, working the B pattern for row 8, we're going to work a treble crochet and then a single crochet, treble crochet, single crochet, treble, single, and then a treble. There should be 7 stitches in this little section here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we work 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to count those to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to do, I keep wrapping it only once. It needs to be wrapped twice for that treble. and then a single, treble, single, treble, single, and treble. And if there's any doubt, you can always take and look at the other side to see how it's going. And that looks like it's going well, thankfully. So after we do that, we're going to do 7 single crochets again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then one more time, the treble, single alternation over 7 stitches, treble, single, treble, single, and then a treble. Let's verify that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that looks correct. So now the next thing we do, we are going to go back to the A section and we're going to work 22 single crochets in the next 22 stitches. So go ahead and work single crochets in the next 22 stitches. So I've just worked 22 single crochets, and now we go back to pattern B, which would be what we had just done with the treble and then a single, alternating for 7 stitches. Whoops. Let's get it through all the fibers there. Let's take a look at what I just did here, make sure I have enough. So we have the treble, single, treble, single, treble, single, treble, and then 7 single crochets, and then we do the treble, single. Let's try that again. See, I'm making a mistake here. I made double crochets instead of trebles, so let's go ahead and correct that while we can. Treble, single, treble, single, treble, single, and a treble crochet. Alright, and then we're going to do 7 more single crochets, and then 1 more of the treble, single, and let's try that again. I don't know if anybody else is doing this. I accidentally did a double crochet. We want that to be a treble crochet. I'm not sure what my fingers are doing, but we're going to correct that. One thing nice about this is it is symmetrical, and once you kind of memorize the pattern, I think it's fairly easy to continue it. Let's double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's treble, single, treble, single, treble, single, treble, and then that brings us to the last A section, which is 22 single crochets all the way across. Now I've worked this one, alternating it all the way across. I think it may serve you better to maybe not drag these videos out so long for each individual row. So what I'm going to do from this point on is I'm going to show you the A section, and then I'll show you the B section. And then what you'll need to do is you'll need to alternate those all the way across the row. I think this will, make it easier for all of us, and it won't be as time consuming for you if you want to go on to the next stitch. Okay, so I've gone ahead and gone all the way on those 22 stitches plus 1 more for the last stitch. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have. Okay, this is the pattern that you should see unfolding here. Okay, with the diamond being clearly defined now, and that's only going to grow. So let's go ahead and we're going to start row number 9. Let's go ahead and take a look at our chart. Okay, also one thing I wanted to show you is I am checking these off as I go. If that serves you, that would be great. You're going to need room to check them off multiple times for this throw, but that just serves me to know where I've been and where I am, tell me where I'm going. Okay, for row number 9, after we do the first stitch, that's not included in this, then we're going to alternate single crochet, front post double, single front post double, 2 singles, 2 front post double. There will be 6 single crochets, and then the symmetrical side to this, 2 front post doubles, 2 singles, front post, single, front post, single. So let's go ahead and work that. We'll start with a chain 1 and a single crochet in that very first single crochet. So now we're going to single crochet, going to do a front post double. Now, one thing you can do too with these post stitches, if they are really too tight, you can try to consciously work them a little bit looser. That's just a suggestion. Okay, I'm going to skip this stitch, single crochet, and then front post double crochet, skip this stitch, and now we're going to work 2 single crochets, and now we're going to work 2 front post doubles. We're going to skip those 2 stitches behind because these stitches replace that, and then we're going to work 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 more front post doubles. Skip those 2 stitches. We're actually not skipping stitches, but we're just these stitches, as you recall from the first video, are replacing these 2 stitches. That way your stitch count should never change. Okay, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then front post double. I am actually working these a little bit looser, and then skip 1 single crochet back here, then single crochet, and then another front post double. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we do for the B section for row 9. Okay, taking a quick look at row 9, it's just all X's across, so that's going to be 35 single crochets all the way across. Let's go ahead and do that. Make sure you skip that 1 stitch behind that front post and start your 35 single crochets across the B section. So I'm going to go ahead and work those 35 single crochets. Okay, so I didn't want to confuse you in the earlier section here. Actually, I needed to work 1 more single crochet here following that post stitch. That's actually part of section A. Section B actually starts right here, goes all the way across, and the 35th single crochet is right on top of that last treble crochet. Okay, so now we're ready to work section A again. Then we'll work section B and then another repeat of section A. So go ahead and work those all the way across. Okay, the last stitch is worked in that last single crochet, and that completes through row number 9. Let's go ahead and turn, chain 1, and let's get ready to work row number 10. Let's take a look at what we need to do. Okay, for row 10, for pattern A, we are just going to do 22 single crochets all the way across. So single crochet in that first stitch, that's not part of the grid count, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 22 stitches. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, for the B pattern, we are going to alternate single crochet, treble crochet 3 times, a total of 6 stitches, and then 7 single crochets, and then we're going to alternate treble, single, treble, single, treble, single, treble, and that's going to be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches, and then 7 stitches single crochet, and then 6 stitches alternating treble, single, treble, single, treble, single. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that pattern. Okay, so we're going to start with alternating single, and then treble, single, treble, single, treble. There should be a total of 6 stitches in this alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, starting with that single crochet, and then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we have a series of 9 stitches starting with that, alternating with the treble, single, that's 7, 8, and I'm gonna do a visual for this. I'm going to do the next single crochet, which is part of the next 7, just because it helps this treble to pop. But let's just verify that I have done this correctly. I think it's right. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so that was the first single crochet of the set of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the next thing is this set of 6 stitches, starting with the treble, single, let's try that one again. Having some fiber problems here at that stitch. Getting all the threads through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's just do a look at the front side just to verify. Yes, that looks accurate, and what we did over here also looks accurate. You can tell this is going to need some blocking, but I really do think blocking is going to cure this. Alright, so I'm going to have you just go ahead and repeat that again. The 22 single crochets, actually this is with the back side facing, 22 single crochets, and what I just showed you working that B section. Go ahead and complete that all the way across for row 10. And then that last stitch, single crochet. Let's go ahead and chain 1 and turn. Let's take a look at what we have. So this is the B pattern with the diamond and the A pattern. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the chart to see what we need to do for row 11. Okay, for row 11, and I think some of this may be starting to be, a little more clear. This is going to be single crochet, front post double, single, front post double, single, and then 2 front post doubles, and then it looks like we are going to be starting a new bottom of the chevron here in row 11. So single, single, 4 front post doubles, 2 single, 2 front post double, and single front post double, single front post double, single, and we're going to work that across. So let's go ahead and start that. Okay, now to begin row number 11, we single crochet in that first stitch, again not part of the grid. Now we begin pattern A, single crochet, front post double, skipping that stitch behind, single crochet, front post double, skipping that stitch back there, and we're going to work 1 single crochet. Now we're going to do these 2 front post doubles, skipping 2 stitches for those 2 stitches that we just worked, and we're going to do single crochets in 2 stitches. Okay, now we're going to work 4 front post doubles. Okay, so we're going to work these down into the single crochets 2 rows below. Okay, so we're going to do that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, as we did this, we need to skip 4 stitches back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next single crochet is going to be worked right here. So we do 1, 2 single crochets, 1 in each of those 2 stitches, and then 2 more of the front post double crochets. Skip those 2 stitches behind for those stitches that we just made. 1 single crochet, and let me just double check that. Yeah, and then 1 front post double. Skip that next stitch, single crochet, and then front post double. Skip the next stitch. And let's take a look at what we've just done here. And that does look like it's lining up properly. Okay, so now it's time to do the B section. I'm not even going to look at the chart because I know that this chart says to work 35 single crochets all the way across the B section. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's one thing you can remember. Whenever you have the B section facing you, you're going to be working single crochets across that. Whenever you have the A section with the back side facing, you're going to be doing just straight 22 single crochets across that section. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish these 35 single crochets. So after working those 35 single crochets across the B section, you need to just go back, or actually go back and look at the A section. And so you're going to want to work the A section in the next section A, then B, and then repeat that again at A. So go ahead and work those all the way across. Okay. The last stitch will be a single crochet. Let's go ahead and chain 1, turn, and now we are going to start with row number 12. Okay, for row number 12, for pattern A, it's just 22 single crochets. Put a single crochet in the first stitch, and then we start counting our 22 single crochets. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay, after finishing the 22 stitches for pattern A, pattern B is going to be treble, single, treble, single, treble. That's a group of 5 alternating, starting with the treble, ending with the treble. 7 single crochets, and then we're going to alternate treble, single, exactly all the way across for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 stitches. Okay, 7 single crochets, and then the last 5 stitches alternating with the treble and the single. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Now we begin the next alternation of trebles and singles over the next 11 stitches. So we start with the treble, single, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so let's double check on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Back to our 7 single crochets. That's 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then back to our 5 stitch alternation. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's do a visual check at the front side to make sure this is what we want it to look like. And that actually looks good. And this the one that you don't see will be right there. Okay, good visual check. I highly recommend you do that at least at the beginning of each section of the row, just so that you don't have to do a lot of ripping later on. So now I'm just going to continue this. Again, 22 stitches, just single crochets, and then you repeat the section B like I just showed you. So go ahead and do that all the way across. This is row number 12. Before we begin row 13, let's take a look at pattern A, which is really the only pattern we need to be concerned with, because pattern B is all single crochets. Okay, so for pattern A, we have single crochet, front post double crochet, single, 3 front post double, 2 single, 2 front post double, 2 single, 2 front post, 2 single, 3 front post, single, front post, single. Okay, so let's go ahead and work that. Just for clarity's sake, we did work a single crochet in that last stitch of row 12. I'm going to turn, chain 1, and single crochet in that first stitch. Now I'm going to begin working my grid. Single crochet, front post, let me get some yarn here, front post, double crochet, skipping that stitch, single crochet, another front post double. Okay, now we're going to do 2 more front post double. So I actually do 3 in a row. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches here, single crochet in the next 2 stitches. We're going to front post double, in the next 2 stitches. Now make sure you catch the first 2 of these front post doubles that were started 2 rows before this. Okay, that's 1. And 2, I'm going to show you what we're doing. We're starting another one of these. Skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we're going to single crochet in 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then double crochet, front post double crochet rather, in the next 2 stitches, starting that next little chevron. Skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and now we're going to front post double in the next 3. We're going to pick up these 2, part of that large chevron which is nearing its end, and then pick up this one right here. Now we should be able to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches, single crochet, front post double, and single crochet, skip this one here, and a single crochet. And that is part A, or pattern A, for row number 13. Now for the B section, we're just going to single crochet 35 single crochets all the way over the next 35 stitches. So I'll go ahead and I will finish this. So go ahead and work that all the way across part A, and then 35 single crochets across the B section. Okay, we're going to single crochet in that last stitch. This again is off the grid. Okay, so I wanted you to take a look at what you should have. This is at the end of row number 13. Okay, that's the B section, and this is the A section. Let's go ahead and chain 1, turn, and you know automatically with the back side facing with the A pattern, you're just going to single crochet, well, first of all in the first stitch and then in the next 22 stitches. So go ahead and do those. Now for row 14 of the B section, single, treble, single, treble. I'm just going to alternate that over 4 stitches. Single crochet over the 7 stitches. That's going to be constant throughout on the outside of that inner diamond. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stitches are going to be alternating the treble, single, starting and ending with a treble. That's 13 stitches. And then 7 single crochets And then the last 4 are alternating treble, single, treble, single over the last 4. So the multiples are going to be 4, 7, 13, 7, and then 4 again. So let's go ahead and do pattern B. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this. Single crochet, treble, single, let's pull it all the way through, and treble. And then we do our 7 single crochets. Okay, that's our 7 single crochets. Now we're going to do 13 stitches here, starting with a treble and then a single. Get all the fibers, there you go. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to go ahead and do the first of the next 7, but I wanted to get a visual verification on this. Okay, that looks good. I just wanted to make sure, and I think it's a good idea if you did the same. Just double check to make sure that the pattern is coming out the way you want it to. Okay, so on these single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now the last little bit of this is alternating 4 stitches with a treble, single, treble, and then a single. And like I said before, the A section is just 22 single crochets all the way across. So you can go ahead and finish those A and B sections all the way across and end with a single crochet in that last stitch. Okay, let's take a look at row 15. We're going to have a single crochet, front post, single crochet, front post, 3 single crochets, 2 front post, 4 single crochets, 2 front post, 3 single crochets, front post, single crochet, front post, single crochet. Let's go ahead and work that row. Okay, working with the front side facing. I'm going to chain 1 single crochet in that first stitch. Now following the chart, single crochet. Let me get some more yarn here for us, and then we're going to work our front post double. I'm working those a little loosely. Skip this stitch behind it, single crochet, and another front post double crochet. Skip that stitch behind it. Now we're going to single crochet in 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Notice that we're skipping this section because in the pattern we have ended that chevron and we are working on the new chevron over here. Okay, so after those 3 stitches, we're going to work 2 front post double crochets, reaching over for those stitches to the left here. Skip, or to the right, depending if you're doing the right-handed or left-handed. Skip these 2, single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 more front post double crochets. That's 1 and 2. We're going to skip 2 stitches behind 1, 2. You see that 1, 2, and then 2, 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3 single crochets because we are not working on this chevron any longer. And then we're going to front post double crochet, skip that stitch there, single crochet, and then front post double crochet around the next double crochet down there. Skip this stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in that next stitch, and that completes the A section for row number 15. Now the B section is to simply single crochet in the next 35 stitches. So we're going to go ahead and 35 single crochets across the diamond section. I'm going to stop right there and just have you work that all the way across, okay? The A section and then the 35 single crochets for the diamond section. And as another reminder, don't forget you have one extra stitch that you work in the end. All right, let's go ahead and chain 1 and turn, and we're ready to begin row number 16. Now for row number 16, the A pattern is just a single crochet in the 22 stitches across. So let's put the first stitch in as the end stitch and then count those 22 single crochets as we go across the row. So go ahead and do those 22 single crochets. Okay, let's take a look at our chart again for the B pattern, the diamond pattern. For row 16, we're going to work a treble, a single, and then a treble, 7 single crochets. Let me get another pointer here. And then over the next 15 stitches, we're going to alternate treble and single, starting and ending with that treble crochet. 7 single crochets, move my hand out of the way, 7 single crochets, and then treble, single, treble. Okay, so let's go ahead and work that. So as we start row 16, we're going to work a treble crochet, a single crochet, and then a treble crochet, followed by 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to work 15 stitches across alternating treble and single. So let's go ahead and do that. Treble, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, that's the 15 stitches alternating treble and the single. That would be the center of the diamond. Now we're going to work 7 single crochets. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It never hurts to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we work the treble, single, and then the treble. And then after that, we're going to go back to the A pattern, which is just working a single crochet. I'll put a couple there, and let's just do a visual check on this B section. Okay, just to make sure that we've done everything properly, and that looks good to me. So I'm just going to keep on going now. I'm going to alternate, the A, the B, then the A pattern, ending with a single crochet in the last stitch. So go ahead and finish up row 16. Okay, now it's time to take a look at row number 17. And let me show you what I'm doing here. I am, just to let you know, I am checking off the rows one by one as I go, and I encourage you to do the same so that you don't, get confused as to where you are when you are working on your project. As we go through repetitions of this pattern, as we go through again and again, I'm actually going to try using a different color pen for each repeat, just so that I don't get lost in the shuffle here. Okay, so let's go ahead, look at row 17. Get my little needle here to do some pointing. Okay, single crochet, front post, single crochet, front post, double crochet, two single crochets, 2 front post, 6 single crochets, 2 front post, 2 singles, front post, single, and let's go ahead and work it. So starting row 17, single crochet in that first stitch, and now we read the chart, single crochet, and then front post double, skip that stitch there, single crochet, front post double, skip that stitch there, and we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then 2 front post double crochets. Reach across to the left there to grab those stitches since it's kind of stretching them out a bit. Skip 2 and single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 front post double crochets, and let's move this out of the back so that the camera doesn't focus on that unnecessarily. Skip 2 stitches here, and we're going to do 2 single crochets, front post double crochet, skip that stitch, single crochet, front post double crochet, and skip that stitch, and a single crochet. And this is the easy part. For section B, the diamond section, we're going to single crochet in 35 stitches across the B section. So go ahead and repeat that across the row. Now to begin row 18, we'll go ahead, chain 1, single crochet in that first stitch. Now for section A, you're just going to single crochet across 22 stitches. So go ahead and do those 22 single crochets. Now for row number 18, for the B section, the diamond section, we're going to single crochet, 1 treble crochet, 7 single crochets, and then we're going to alternate treble, single, across all these stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 stitches. So 17 stitches starting and ending with a treble, alternating treble, single, and then 7 single crochets here, and then a treble, and then a single. Let's go ahead and do that. So we start the B section of row 18 with a single crochet and then a treble. Single crochet in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we work the treble and the single. We're going to do this across 17 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up to 17, alternating treble and single. So after alternating the treble and single over the next 17 stitches, then we work 7 single crochets. That's 5, 6, 7, and then we are to work a treble and then a single crochet. And let's, as I like to do with the section B, let's give a visual verification to make sure we did what we were supposed to do. Okay, that looks good. We're getting close to the center of the diamond pattern going vertically. Haven't gotten there yet, but we're just 2 rows away. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this section. Remember, section A is just 22 single crochets across, and then do this, what I just showed you, for the B section, and then a single crochet in the last stitch of the row. Okay, now to begin row 19, let's take a look at what we need to do. We're going to have a single crochet, I'm going to get my pointer, double, front post double, single, front post double, single, 2 front post double, 2 singles, and we're going to start a new chevron again, 4 front post double crochets that are going to be worked in the second row below on the single crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 front post double, single, front post, single, front post, single. Okay, let's go ahead and work that row now. Let's go ahead and start with that chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch. Now let's go read our chart. Row 19, single crochet, front post double crochet. Let's pull some more yarn out over here. Skip that stitch behind that post stitch, single crochet, and another front post double. Skip that stitch. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet and then 2 front post doubles. Skip these 2 stitches and then work 2 single crochets. Now this is where we begin a new chevron, so we're going to work 2 stitches below. I'm going to go ahead and work it around this one right here. There was a question that came through on my Facebook page about this, about, well, do you do this, the one right below, which is actually right below the former stitch, or do you do this one kind of to the left? And if you're looking at it, let me use my pointer. If you're looking at the stitches, if you're going to be working in this stitch, okay, I would look at working this row. The person that asked that question, it was a great question, is correct in that it's not really directly below, it is slightly towards the left. So we're going to be working in this one, this one, this one, and this one as we go across. Now if you've already started working in the ones to the right, you know what, that's fine. As long as you do that for every repetition when you get to this point, then everything is going to look fine. So I'd recommend just kind of shifting down to the left, but again, if you went to the right already and you just want to maintain that pattern, I'm not going to tell anybody, and it'll probably look just as good. So let's go ahead and do those 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's see, what do we do after that? We do 2 single crochets. Make sure you skip 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and point these out a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and then those 2 single crochets, 2 front post doubles, and then we're going to alternate. Make sure we skip 1, 2 stitches back there, single crochet, front post double, skip that one, single crochet, front post double, skip that, and another single crochet. Okay, so that is the A section for row number 19. Now for the B section, we're going to single crochet and the next 35 stitches. So that's a lot of fun when you get to that. It's a lot of single crochet. So this is the A section, the B section, 35 single crochets across, and so go ahead and alternate that, the A and the B sections and the A all the way across the row, single crochet in that last stitch. Okay, now to begin row number 20, we're going to chain 1, and the A section is just to single crochet. Well, first we single crochet in the first stitch, and then single crochet in the next 22 stitches. So go ahead and do those 22 single crochets. After doing section A, diamond pattern B starts with a treble crochet, 7 single crochets, and then over the next 19 stitches we're going to alternate a treble, single, treble, single, starting with a treble, ending with a treble, and then 7 single crochets, and then end the section with a treble. Okay, let's go ahead and work that section. So starting row 20, section B, we start with a treble crochet, and now we work 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now this is where we work the 19 stitches alternating between a treble and a single. Start with a treble, treble, single, treble, single. So go ahead and do that across the next 19 stitches. After alternating between the treble and a single over those 19 stitches, we work 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the last stitch of this section is a treble crochet. And I'm going to go ahead and work a couple single crochets of the A section again, which is just 22 single crochets across. But like I always like to show you, let's do a visual verification to make sure that we did this properly. Okay, that looks good. Now this is actually the center of the diamond as we're going up on this vertical path. So from this point after this, the diamonds are going to start kind of coming in as like this as we go up, and these diamonds on the side are going to likewise follow suit. So if you don't see that pattern, you see something different, you may need to stop and check and maybe do a little bit of frogging. Hopefully not, but go ahead and finish out row number 20, and this will end video number 2. The instructions to continue this chevrons and diamonds throw will continue in video number 3. So I will see you then. God bless. Bye-bye.